Hello, beautiful people. Hope you're doing well. I am blown away by the response to the video I put up yesterday, where I was asking about coping your way through life and living life a bit on autopilot. And I was just sharing that it's something that I see a lot of these days and in my work very regularly, and it seems to be at the center of a lot of things. And the responses you guys had were just so powerful and so on point, and just the real situations of what people are experiencing. As you can see, it's raining, of what people are really experiencing in their lives, and the challenges from biological, psychological, emotional to external, what's happening in the world. And there's just an enormous amount of informing factors as to what has us all feeling this, that you're coping through life. I mean, you're successful for all intents and purposes. You're surviving, you're contributing, you're doing the things, but still there's this emptiness, this kind of feeling of hollowness, that life's just kind of on autopilot, and we just stuff it down, right? Push it away, but it just keeps coming back up and demanding your attention. And that's why I think it's so important that we give it attention. But I think there's a lot of fear around giving it attention, because exactly as some of the comments yesterday were talking about exactly this, is not really being taught the language of how to deal with this, whether it's actually physical language or the processing of it in your thoughts, or understanding the emotions that are going on around it. Is that it can feel massive and complex and a lot of unknown, and the unknown can be scary, right? Generally is. But how do we make the unknown not scary? We make it known, right? But that takes, I think, in this particular instance, quite a bit of courage and vulnerability, which, as you guys will know, you've been following me for a while, is that I talk a lot about vulnerability being such a strength, and it really is. Because on the ignoring, the stiff upper lip of this kind of scenario means that you are ignoring it, and it's not going to go away. It just keeps coming back up, as we were just saying. But to go too deep into it, and what we can start becoming is emotionally indulgent, as I like to call it, and we just kind of get lost in that, which leads to procrastination and fear. But finding a middle ground of balanced focus is really the place to get to. And as with any balance, it's constantly tipping back and forth. It's like a pendulum. It's not about getting to a certain destination, finding enlightenment and all will be fine. It's not about that. It's about better understanding yourself and what helps you move towards that balanced focus for you, because it's not the same for all of us. The one thing that is the same for all of us is that we're human. And that means that we have a lot of commonalities. However, our experiences, our assumptions, our beliefs, our thought processes, these are all different from one person to the next, which means we have such an opportunity to gain perspective from others. That's why I'm sending these messages out, because I want to hear from you guys on your thoughts on this, on what have you tried? What have you found has worked for you? What do you think might be missing for you? Because by having these conversations, you might find things that can really help turn things around. And we're not looking for one thing that's going to solve everything and everything's fine. It's going to be a series of things. It's going to have to be intention to it. There's going to have to be returning to it and keeping going. But ultimately, as with any behavior, when we've all heard a habit takes 21 days to form, and a new routine takes 60 days to form, and all that jazz. And even if you haven't heard that, that's what they say, is that the reason why is because it takes time to bed in new behaviors, whether that's physical behaviors, psychological, so thought patterns, and it takes time. We need to keep showing up. So if you have tried, have you stuck to it? If you haven't tried, what might you try? And now you're asking, what am I trying, Stuart? Well, what do you notice works for you? What helps you feel more like yourself? What do you find helps you feel more fulfilled, abates that feeling of the hollowness, the autopilot? Are you able to take perspective and look at it and observe that feeling in a safe way, and that you feel psychologically safe, emotionally safe? It's not easy, and I don't think it's not a language we've been taught. It's not something that comes easily or obviously, but I think it's so essentially important. I'm a huge fan of doing this work with people, because helping people find themselves behind the masks that they wear, there's a cliche for you, but cliches are often cliches because they're right, is that behind that you've built that mask out of things that have protected you, served you, got you to where you are, made you successful, all that jazz, got you the great things in your life. But it doesn't mean that they serve you anymore or have to. But it also doesn't mean blowing up your whole life and changing everything. It's using everything you've built, all the experience, everything you have there, all the elements that are in your life, but moving forward in a way that's far more aligned with who you want to be and how you want to live your life. That's the things that I'm talking about. I'd love to hear from you. Yesterday also a few people were asking if Harlow was with me. Of course he is. I'll flip the camera around and you'll see him punching some grass down there. There he is. Harlow, say hi. Good boy. And we've got the hardy-does again flying over. Caught Harlow's attention. But thank you so much for tuning in again, and let's keep the conversation going. It is my mission to support people going through this exact thing. And the more information I can get from you guys on what you're really experiencing, the more I can provide content that can really help and support you. So let's keep chatting and share this with people. Tag people in this post. Let's keep the conversation going and let's help people live more fulfilled lives that are aligned with what they want, what you want. Let's do this. Have a fantastic day. Top banana day, my peoples. Chat soon.